For millions of years, Earth belonged to monsters, saber-tooths, giant apes, towering predators. And then, suddenly, something impossible appeared. A fragile, hairless, tool-making creature who would someday command fire, split atoms, and dream beyond the stars. But who was the first human? And how did we, against all odds, take over the world? Tonight, we travel through time, through fossils, genes, and ancient mysteries, to uncover the story of the first human on Earth. Before humans, the ancestors. Human evolution is not a straight line. It is a tangled forest of species, some thriving, others dying, many disappearing before they ever had a name. To find the first human, we travel back to the age after the dinosaurs. Small mammals scurry in the shadows, among them, the early primates. Creatures with grasping hands, forward-facing eyes, and the ability to leap through trees. These are the earliest branches leading to us. They live, die, adapt, and after tens of millions of years, they give rise to something more recognizable. The split. Humans versus apes, 6 to 7 million years ago in the forests and savannas of Africa. The world, this is the fork where one branch becomes chimpanzees and the other becomes humans. One of the earliest known species after this split is Sahelanthropus chadensis, around 7 million years old. Not fully human, not fully ape, but perhaps the first step toward what would become us. Next come Auroran and Ardipithecus. These creatures walk partially upright, and that changes everything. The rise of bipedalism. Walking on two legs sounds simple, yet it is one of the defining human traits. It frees the hands to carry food, infants, and eventually, tools. From around 4 to 2 million years ago, the land belongs to Australopithecus, short, clever, upright creatures with ape-like brains. They are not making tools yet. They are not speaking, but they are survivors. And from this lineage, something extraordinary emerges. The first toolmakers. About 2.8 million years ago, we find the first Homo species, likely Homo habilis, the handyman. They crack stones to make sharp edges. These tools slice meat, scrape hides, and open bones for nutrient-rich marrow. Tool-making boosts calorie intake, and more calories fuel bigger brains. Evolution had started upgrading us. Homo erectus, the fire-bringer. Then, 2 million years ago, appears a game-changer, Homo erectus. Long legs for endurance, bigger brains, stone hand axes, and perhaps the greatest breakthrough in human history. Fire, controlled fire. This single invention cooked food, killed bacteria, extended lifespans, and shrank our guts so our brains could grow. And with fire, Homo erectus spreads out of Africa, into Asia, into Europe. For nearly 1.5 million years, they rule the old world. The age of many humans. People imagine we descended from a single species, but reality is far stranger. Just 300,000 years ago, Earth was home to multiple human species living side by side. Neanderthals in Europe and West Asia, Denisovans in Siberia and Asia, Homo naledi in South Africa, Homo floresiensis, the Hobbit, in Indonesia, Homo luzonensis in the Philippines, Homo sapiens in Africa. They each had unique abilities, culture, and technologies. We were not alone. Not for most of our history. The birth of humans. Homo sapiens. Finally, around 300,000 years ago, in Africa, something new evolves. Lighter skeletons, larger brains, symbolic thought, language, imagination. These are the first Homo sapiens, the first anatomically modern humans. But here lies the twist. They weren't alone, even then. Entire continents were inhabited by other humans. DNA reveals a shocking truth. In the early 2000s, geneticists made a chilling discovery. When modern humans left Africa around 60,000 years ago, they encountered Neanderthals and Denisovans. And they didn't just fight them, they mated with them. Today, non-African humans carry up to 2% Neanderthal DNA. People in Asia and Oceania carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA. Our species is not pure. We are hybrids of ancient worlds. Who was the first human? So, who was the first human on Earth? Was it the first Homo sapiens? The first tool user? The first biped? Scientists agree on one thing. Evolution does not produce a first in a single generation. There was no magical moment where an ape gave birth to a human. Instead, change happened over tens of thousands of years, tiny mutations at a time. If we trace every living human back through time, genetics reveals something extraordinary. All humans alive today share a maternal ancestor called mitochondrial Eve, who lived around 150,000 to 200,000 years ago in Africa. She was not the first human, nor the only one living at her time. She is simply the one whose mitochondrial lineage survived. On the paternal side, there is Y chromosomal Adam, living roughly 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. They likely never met. Evolution is not romantic. It is statistical. The Great Migration. About 60,000 years ago, a small group of Homo sapiens left Africa. They moved through the Middle East, into Asia, Australia, Europe, and finally the Americas around 15,000 years ago. In just a few tens of thousands of years, we colonized the entire planet. The extinction of others. But our success came at a cost. By 40,000 years ago, Neanderthals vanish. Denisovans fade into genetic shadows. The hobbits of Flores disappear. Naledi retreats into mystery. Whether by competition, climate, disease, or assimilation, only Homo sapiens remain. We become the last human species. The mirror of origins. So, when did the first human walk the Earth? The answer depends on the question. If human means bipedal, then it began 7 million years ago. If human means toolmaker, then 2.8 million years ago. If human means Homo sapiens, then about 300,000 years ago. If human means us, genetically, then around 200,000 years ago. The truth is simple yet profound. Humanity is not a moment. It is a continuum, a species that questions itself. We are the only species to look back at its own origin, the only animal that wonders, where did we come from? And where are we going? We are the children of apes, the heirs of fire, the last of many, and the first to dream. And this is the story of the first human on Earth, a story still being written.